when I wore that neon green, my team was like, oh, in a corner, pop, it's so amazing, it's so trending, it's so cool. मुझे ट्विटर पे भर के लोगों ने बोला, मैडम आप आंखों में हल्दी लगा के क्यों बैठे हो, आपकी आंखें हरी क्यों हो गई है.
एक सेकंड, जॉब वॉब छोड़ दी भाई, ये इन्होंने 1 करोड़ की जॉब को बाय बोला है. 2007 के 1 करोड़ आप लगा ले हिसाब. How much gold does that take?
Complicated math है, time value of money लगाना.
लगा लेंगे वो लोग, कोई ना कोई कमेंट करेगा हमारे लिए. Ironman? Dude, that's some crazy stuff because I know how difficult that is. It's swimming, running and...
Yes, it's a 3.8 kilometer swim in a lake or a sea and followed by a 180 kilometer bicycle ride.
Oh wow.
Followed by a 42 kilometer full marathon. And you have to do all that in a day under 17 hours.
Oh my God.
It's kind of crazy.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Mashable Morning, where we go around talking to CEOs and business leaders about their journeys and their struggles and understand how they're shaping up the future of India with their entrepreneurial journeys. In today's episode, we have Vineeta Singh, CEO and co-founder of Sugar Cosmetics, a woman who has many accomplishments, just like this amazing luxurious car, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, in which we are taking her around. Well, if you follow Mashable India, you know we love our tech and our auto. And this beauty has 9G Tronic transmission. What does that mean? It means a great automatic 9-gear transmission that gives you a smooth and comfortable ride all through our journey. So what are we waiting for? Let's go for it. I'm going to unlock the car with my tech, yeah. Hey Vineeta, welcome to Mashable Mornings.
Oh wow,
how are you?
Good morning.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. It's a great car.
Good, no?
So yes.
No, I have these electronically adjustable seats, so you can set them up according to however you would want to.
Ah, okay, nice. Oh, okay.
हम लोग घूम फिर के वहीं आ गए Vineeta.
Oh, हाँ.
But now we'll be able to exit, right?
Yeah, we can.
Or is that the exit?
No, yeah, that is I think open.
Okay.
It is typically the exit, but वो बीच में बंद कर दी थी उन्होंने.
चलो ठीक है. I think it's a beautiful time, so I'm just going to show off because we're talking about how great the car is. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help?
Open the sun blinds.
This is mega show off.
It's the sun that I wanted, okay? So as soon as the sun hits, then all of our glam will show. ये देखिए ये entrepreneur की मैं पहले भी बड़ाई कर रहा था इनकी, इनको content की बहुत भयानक अच्छी समझ है. And it's very happy. It makes me really happy that you know so much.
Yeah, because we started Sugar at a time where people had questions like, लड़कियाँ makeup पहन के selfie डालेंगी Instagram पे कि नहीं डालेंगी? And now suddenly you're in a time where there are like 90 million women on Instagram in India and they are happily posting and making reels.
Yeah.
तो मतलब मुझे लगता है that content अभी भी काफी underestimated है. अभी next 10-15 साल में तो explosion होगा.
100%.
And those who don't get it will unfortunately not be able to like get Gen Z. So I think it's...
GRWM is a thing. You should do your get ready with me kind of reel also yourself.
Yes, right now I'm like, yeah, the brand is creating good content. Once they start telling me कि अरे आप भी अब ये बनाना सब चालू कर दो, तब थोड़ा pressure हो जाएगा because I am not Gen Z. I'm honestly like borderline millennial. So
You're a boomer.
No, I'm not a boomer. I am a millennial, but borderline. Boomer नहीं.
ठीक है. देखो, I legit have looked into my wife's eyes and said, is she wearing a tickly in her, what is that, ducts? And I'm like, Vineeta, you're killing it. I will tell you the first thing I will tell you, the makeup is on point.
Oh my God.
नहीं है सच्ची, green को इतना अच्छा sportingly कोई पहन सकता है, मैंने आपसे सीखा है भाई.
I am very grateful because I have had Twitter पे starting from when I wore that neon green. My team was like, oh, in a corner, pop, it's so amazing, it's so trending, it's so cool. मुझे ट्विटर पे भर के लोगों ने बोला, मैडम आप आंखों में हल्दी लगा के क्यों बैठे हो, आपकी आंखें हरी क्यों हो गई है, so on. So yeah, and then of course अभी latest वाले look में I had this thing, it's called tickly kind of thing, and it's meant to make your eyes pop, but again people are like, मैडम आपने सुबह उठ के अपनी आंख साफ नहीं की, ऐसे लग रहा है आई मर्ड है आपकी आंखों में. And then I know, so like destroy हो जाता है all. attempts to create experimental looks, but ठीक है, we all learn.
No, but kudos.
Yes.
To even be looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, yeah, I will
Let's
go
do
with
it.
this.
I don't know if it's a compliment or anything.
No, I'm legit
It's fine.
genuinely dil se being very, very honest with you.
Okay.
We are approaching IIT.
Okay.
And you're an alumnus of IIT, but from a
Yes.
time when you went to IIT when there were not a lot of women. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
still till date there's not a lot of women in IIT.
Yeah, my batch was 5%, 400 something का batch था उसमें 25 women थी, 24.
क्या बात कर रही हो?
हाँ, but अब I just recently went to an IIT event and now it's come up to 20%, 20-25% between various IITs. I think it's phenomenal progress because they've managed to do that without a quota. Because I mean, you know, the moment you introduce a diversity quota, it seems like a unfair thing to both sides. Even women think that, you know, their capabilities are being questioned. So I feel that to accomplish that is great, and I think in due course of time, ये 40-45% तो हो ही जाएगा.
Nice.
So I'm very optimistic. But yes, back then I was in IIT Madras and IIT Bombay. I used to, you know, when I came here first, I tried to get a card for them to allow me to run here because they have a beautiful campus.
Did you come from Mudai? No.
No, not Mudai. Just to run here during the evening. So you need a IIT Bombay so strict about security, na. So you need a pass to enter and walk or run there.
That's true.
So I got one.
Running.
बहुत सुंदर है. It's beautiful. So I used to actually stay opposite IIT. There's the IIT market.
Yes, of course.
So when my first startup, actually we set it up in 2007.
Hanji.
And that's when
Quetzal.
Yeah.
Quetzal.
Yeah, so we were, the office was at Vikhroli and I used to stay IIT market mein. Wahan pe I managed to find a, you know, small place for 5,000 rupees rent. This very generous auntie had given it to me.
Kya baat.
And and then I used to come here to do my morning runs to IIT. So it's
you'd go inside and run.
Because I convinced them that IIT Madras, Bombay, bhai, please give me the walking pass. They gave it to me and it was very useful because it's lovely.
Yeah. What were the cities giving to you? Like, what do you take back from Chennai apart from the rasam sambar chapati that you may have
No, I really enjoyed Chennai. I think the idea of, for me, like, you know, that whole culture, which seemed like a shock beginning mein, but then later getting to know people there and, you know, just understanding like their like music, art, dance, you know, all types of like culture. I attended, you know, like realized that there is, this city has like so much culture.
Correct.
And which is so different from Delhi.
And you must have learned about skin tones also, no?
Yes, skin tones as well. I, of course, did not know at that time that I'll end up starting a makeup company. So I wasn't really thinking about it that way.
But subconsciously you're learning about the diversity of Indian skin tones,
Yeah, absolutely.
No?
Absolutely.
Iske paise nahi mile humko. I'm just like speaking from the South Indian upbringing that I've had.
Oh, okay. You had a South Indian upbringing?
Hyderabad.
Oh,
I was born brought up in Hyderabad.
Nice.
So you suddenly realize that the diaspora is so massive.
Yeah.
And your international companies are catering to like X amount of skin tone, 6, 8.
Yeah, absolutely. I myself, like, although I grew up in Delhi, but I am like, I used to be the last skin tone of the foundation range of most international brands.
What do you say?
वो भी barely like hota tha. And then when we built a range, that's the first thing that we wanted to do. We're like, let's make it inclusive, because what happens is when you're like, you grow up with a deeper skin tone is that you don't find makeup that's meant for you. So you end up using makeup which is for like 3-4 shades lighter, and then it makes you look stupid, and then you think more reiterate ho jata hai ki makeup's not meant for you. And for women, makeup is one of those few things that they do for themselves, so it's something that they you know, makes them feel confident. And imagine like a girl, like, you know, having the confidence finally to wear makeup at a party, and then people saying that it's not suiting you. So she goes back into that whole thing that it's not meant for me.
I mean, you didn't have skin tones also, so you probably had, you probably looked like a little cakey.
Yeah, you look cakey because you're forced to wear something that doesn't suit your skin tone. So I feel that, or there is the whole conversation around कि आप 3 shade lighter पहनोगे तो आप better लगोगे. So and that's something that still happens, you know, in various
as a nation
places,
we're obsessed with a little,
with fairer skin tone. But I think काफी long way we've come, and I think इसमें again social media को काफी credit जाना चाहिए, because before all these conversations were driven by influencers. I think most brands weren't willing to, because investing in a larger portfolio of colors requires, you know, a lot of financial investment.
100%.
And it's still like, even for us, मतलब my 22 colors है, we're still probably the lightest 10-12 colors deliver like 80% of the sales, but you still run those others because it's important to ensure that every woman gets her shade.
So nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have a morning routine, and what is that?
Oh, yes, I do have a morning routine. I typically try to wake up 5-5:30 के बीच में.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
हाँ.
That early?
हाँ.
And that's always been the case?
I mean, there are parts where, like, when you're traveling or, you know, so it boat off track चला जाता है. But generally, I try to wake up early because I am a, you know, I like workout वो भी ऐसा outdoor kind of stuff, right? So
Very
like
nice.
if you're riding a bike or you're swimming or you're running, you can't be out on the road at like 8:30. So yeah, because it's like so much pollution, traffic, everything.
Also, you're running inside your like estate or whatever.
No, I go for a run in Powai and generally. And
Very cool.
Yeah, in the morning.
And this is every single day.
I mean, there'll be different things. So some days there'll be no workout also.
Oh, nice.
But something or the other, like a run or a swim or just a YouTube लगा के कुछ workout. I think it's a great way to start the day. I think I feel that वो सुबह उठ के workout वाला one thing होता है, takes care of a lot of other bad habits. Like you end up sleeping on time, so you end up never having sleeping trouble because because you work out, you're so tired at the end of the day, you are like zonked. So you never think about solving for sleeping concerns, for instance. And then of course you have more energy through the day and you're
एक head start मिल गया आपको दिन में ना?
हाँ, absolutely head start मिल गया. And I feel that सबसे ज़्यादा like ऐसे random चीज़ों में like social media में डूब गए या Netflix में डूब गए वाला time रात को होता है. तो if you have by design are waking up early or sleeping early at night, कोई सुबह उठ के Netflix नहीं देखता. So it sort of solves a lot of those distractions and time waste वाला problems if you just wake up in the morning.
So आधा एक घंटा आप workout करते हो?
हाँ, typically like sometimes 1 hour.
Nice.
Runs generally मतलब at least 6-7 किलोमीटर तो करोगे तो 45 minutes हो जाता है. So, but otherwise half an hour, 45 minutes. And then by the time I come back, it's time for to get my kids ready for school.
Yeah.
So I do have help, but because both of them go at separate time, उनको उठाना, morning breakfast, hustle जो होता है, so that sort of is like something that I get sucked into.
Hold on, I have thematic climate control.
Oh,
it can be different
sorry.
for you and different for me.
Oh, okay.
Do you want more?
No,
boost?
I actually made it point the other way because I thought I'll feel cold with the AC thing, but then now it's hot, so now I'm like...
Yeah, welcome to Mumbai weather. So dynamically rangy.
I know.
Your cars need to be on point.
Especially आपने अपना sunroof show off मारा है, तो sun is right here.
Have you seen the beautiful light that's hitting your face?
Yes, absolutely.
But morning routine में फिर you've done working out, फिर आप क्या करते हो?
So आके freshen up करके and coffee and getting the kids ready for school.
Nice.
And that's like about an hour or so.
So then you're getting ready for yourself and then you're in office by
9 generally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, every single day?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there are a lot of people at Sugar that come in at 8 also. We have the option if you want to come in, start at 8, leave by 6 o'clock. So
nice.
That option is also there. So a lot of people to avoid the traffic come in at 8. So generally I have like my inbox going buzzing between 8 and 9. So I have to be there by 9 because otherwise 9 o'clock तक थोड़ा explosion हो जाता है.
You don't have that compulsive habit of waking up and clearing emails? That's been...
No, I actually, realize that emails over a period of time thoda like becomes this whole thing where you don't stay in control because you feel that urge to look at it. So I stopped looking at emails. I have a very, very super efficient EA.
Nice.
She helps me with my emails in terms of like the triaging and ensuring that I'm only, so she puts them in the folder saying that this is what you need to look at and this is what you need to respond to.
Very
And
cool.
that has suddenly, till about a year or so back, I didn't have one. And I think I spoke to Piyush and I saw how efficient he was with the EA and I suddenly was like, yaar, it's to life. So I remember Piyush, Ghazal and सबसे मैंने advice ली थी and they said very important to get an EA. Suddenly, and I suddenly feel that वो जो 4-5 घंटे दिन के चले जाते थे in just emails, that's off my list now. It's gone down to an hour because I have somebody who's giving them the due attention. And that time I can use for more like strategic stuff, thinking and not being like emails का गुलाम. I feel वो email के गुलाम हो जाते हैं कि वो temptation होती है कि तभी respond कर दो. अगर आप देखना ही बंद कर दो तो फिर तभी respond करेंगे and whatever you need to see you anyways, there's a folder called Vineeta to reply or Vineeta to see. तो
Very
उसमें
cool.
मिल जाता है. Yeah.
Now let's come and talk about all of these really cool things that you have done.
Yeah.
Which is basically Ironman. Dude, that's some crazy stuff because I know how difficult that is. It's swimming, running, and
yes, it's a 3.8 kilometer swim in a lake or a sea, and followed by a 180 kilometer bicycle ride.
Oh wow!
Followed by a 42 kilometer full marathon, and you have to do all that in a day under 17 hours.
Oh my God!
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
That's mental endurance also, no?
It is. A lot of it is. So is business. And so are marathons, so are triathlons. Most of it is in the mind because your legs stop delivering after like a few hours.
बोल
so
देते
then,
हैं, बस हो गया भाई,
बस
क्या
हो
कर
गया.
रही है?
बाकी पूरा journey mind का है.
हाँ ना?
So it's like, but I feel that वो बहुत similar है. That whole journey, business का journey, वही है. You basically take a very big, impossible dream, but it seems crazy, but then you break it down into chota milestones. You know, I always call it like during marathons we used to have this thing light pole to light pole because हम जो सोचते थे यार अभी भी 30 kilometers बचे हैं तो लगता था oh my god how will I do it, but you know when you're doing like okay let me just go from one light pole to the other, celebrate reaching every light pole.
Oh, that's such a nice way to look at it.
And it was, you know, that's how then suddenly it breaks it down and makes it so much easier, and I feel that's how entrepreneurship is.
But I'll come to the glory moments. But is there 3-star moments in your life that you will have, like these you remember as your big ticket events?
Big ones. I would say, I think, you know, like sugar में those first 1 or 2 years na, after like 10-12 साल of building random stuff which nobody wanted.
Yeah.
Suddenly there were these women who were like वो lipstick खत्म हो गई तो you know they'll be like अरे मेरा pre-book कर दो मुझे किसी तरह करा दो. Repeats were at like some 40% month on month.
Oh, wow.
And there was just so much love for the product, you know, and वो जब कोई product ऐसे viral हो जाता है ना, जब उसकी picture किसी ने Instagram पे डाल दी and लाखों महिलाएं आके बिना किसी marketing के उसके बारे में पूछ रही हैं, you know, that whole viral product which becomes like this sensation. This is 2015-16, right? So India में e-commerce भी कम था, तो we were like top within like launching the brand, हम top 5 products में across all portals थे.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
And it was, so I think that was amazing because finally इतने सालों तक when you get it wrong and then you see the difference between a powerful product that has a pull, because I always say this, जैसे content होता है ना, you can spend जितना भी on distribution, but जो आपका असली जो content है which delivers to the consumer, वो बिना spend के ही viral हो जाएगा. Similarly, अगर product है, you can spend whatever you want on marketing, but the real hero product will on its own merit go viral. And 100%. When you see that for the first time, you realize the difference between all the stuff that you were doing earlier and this. So I think that whole moment in sugar when we were like, man, we are onto something. You know, our distributors used to say कि ये आपका फाउंडेशन स्टिक अफीम की तरह बिक रहा है, मतलब इसमें आपने क्या मिलाया है, इसमें अफीम की तरह बिक रहा है.
क्या बात है? So that's one.
Yeah, so that definitely was one big moment. I think, मतलब like general happiness moment if you see, of course, like the birth of both my children. I mean, that was. That's the life, where our whole life changes. Whatever you think you were living for, that entire perspective changes. So that I think would be second. Third, I think the thing that I'm really quite proud of is the Ironman. The day I finished it, for me, it was like one of those things that I always.
What did you clock?
16 hours, 1 minute.
That's not bad at all.
It is like, I mean, it's not great, but it was a very hilly course.
Yeah, these triathlon people will tell you 14 and a half hours is by this person and 14:23 is by this person. But for common people like us, एक चीज करके दिखा दो भाई.
So those were the 3, I think, and I think one of the other big life-changing things has been Shark Tank. You know, it's one of those things that I did not like. I before getting into, I was like, ये क्या कर रही हूँ मैं, ये क्यों कर रही हूँ? Does it make sense? And I had like a lot of questions. And it's one of those things that, you know, you take a risk on something, a big bold bet, and then it like really turns out to be magic. I think nobody expected, none of us expected this is going to become as big as it has. So,
2-4 चीजें क्वेश्चन आ गए मेरे पास, मैं आपको एक करके देता हूँ, ठीक है? तो आपके दोनों पहले फेलियर्स के बारे में बताओ, बिकॉज फॉर मी सक्सेसेस से ज्यादा फेलियर ज्यादा आपको सिखाते हैं एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर.
ओके, मैं फेलियर में पूरी बुक लिख सकती हूँ, तो आप मुझे बोल देना अब बस कर. तो बहुत सारे लाइक यू नो आई बिफोर जब स्टार्टअप करने का सोचा था 2007 में, तो फर्स्ट बिजनेस प्लान जिस पे जॉब वॉब छोड़ दी हमने.
एक सेकंड, जॉब वॉब छोड़ दी भाई? ये इन्होंने 1 करोड़ की जॉब को बाय बोला है. 2007 के 1 करोड़ आप लगा ले हिसाब. How much gold does that take?
Complicated math है, time value of money लगाना.
लगा लेंगे वो लोग, कोई ना कोई कमेंट करेगा हमारे लिए. बट कितना ज्यादा गोल लगता है यार. That is a ballsy move.
Yeah, it was. But when you are 23, you also are. I think.
Risk taking.
Because you don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
I think the good thing was about the timing is that अगर मैं 1-2 साल job कर लेती ना, तो I would have been attached to that lifestyle.
Yeah.
मैंने कभी देखा नहीं, मेरे जो like batchmates की amazing lifestyle थी, उसको first hand नहीं experience किया था. So that's why I was okay with those many years of living on 5,000 rupee rent and
nice.
Living on like very very low salary. 10,000 हुई, 25,000 हुई, 50,000. बहुत साल लग गए मतलब to get to that 1 crore वाला number also.
अच्छा, so then that was the final kind of.
Yeah, I mean it was like the first startup जो हमने start करनी थी, वो तो start होने से पहले बंद हो गई. हमने सोचा था अपनी job छोड़ने से पहले कि हम एक women's lingerie brand launch करेंगे इंडिया में.
Correct.
And इसका नाम वाम भी सोच लिया था हमने करेस. And हम funding के लिए गए तो that time बहुत कम 10 VC होते थे गिन चुन के. हम सारे 10 के पास चले गए. Again, IIM helps you open the door, right? Yeah. And they are like, why would we? तुम्हारे पास zero experience in this category. ये हमें पता भी नहीं है कि women's lingerie की कोई problem solve करनी है अभी. And हमने वही first principles लगाए कि बाहर देखो कितने अच्छे अच्छे brands हैं. And I done my internship outside and I'd seen like wow the kind of access that women have जो इंडिया में नहीं है. तो but they for them it didn't make sense because वो market size देखते हैं तो size तो तब तक छोटा था market का.
हाँ जी.
तो सबने reject कर दिया. तो ये business was impossible to crack without funding because it 100%. Was like required working capital.
It's a large capex one also.
Yeah, absolutely. तो फिर वो आइडिया तो पहले ही स्क्रैप हो गया. फिर एक स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट की, उसमें पहले हमने एजुकेशन में कुछ ट्राई किया, कंटेंट ये वो, बट वो नहीं चला. देन कुछ बैकग्राउंड वेरिफिकेशन सर्विसेज को प्रोडक्टाइज. हाँ, दैट इज द कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नेम. या केजाल. केजाल इज अ साउथ अमेरिकन बर्ड दैट स्टैंड्स फॉर फ्रीडम and wealth. I know.
This is also a 20s thing. No? You have inspiration drawn from a Latin name. For an Indian brand that will do HR verification. Wow.
Thanks.
But Caress is a fun name.
Caress was a great
and Sugar is a fun name.
Yes, yeah. Thanks.
So you learned from your mistakes.
Yes, and that was Beach Wali was a B2B business. तो उसमें नाम से hopefully इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता है.
Fab bag.
नहीं, this one, the Quetzal was a B2B business. Yeah, so.
And then there's a third one also, no?
हाँ. See, I told you book लिख सकती हूँ मैं इसमें. But yeah, तो Quetzal तो बिल्कुल चला नहीं. 5 साल बहुत मेहनत की. Like tried everything.
5 साल is a lot of time.
It's a lot of time, and I look back and I think that wow, I stayed the course for 5 years. And ये problem है थोड़ा marathoners की. I think हमें वो did not quit से इतना डर लगता है, वो did not finish वाले tag से कि हम छोड़ते ही नहीं है. So I think that's you should know when to.
Sprinter होती तो अच्छा होता.
हाँ, sprinter होती तो फट से like sprint किया and छोड़ दिया. But long run में I think being a marathoner helps for running a business because 100%. Business is a marathon. But yes, so at that time that didn't work, and then we started Fab Bag.
Yeah.
Now Fab Bag we started in 2012, and that time Kaushik and I started this company because it didn't work out with me with my other co-founders at that time. Yeah. And the idea was simple कि अभी women India की change होने वाली हैं. Younger women are very different from their moms.
Yeah.
Beauty is one of those categories where women are younger women are like 2-3 times more interested than women who are 20 years older. तो ये market thanks to e-commerce adoption आएगा, social media की सबकी life change कर देगा, तो ये explode होगा. And
ये आप थोड़ा फोर्सी तो किए हो for sure.
So ये हमने सोचा था 2012 में. अब आप सोचो वही मतलब now that I look back at it, उस टाइम तो लोग सबने बोला ये तो doesn't make sense. And but like if you look at the numbers ना 2015 तक e-commerce shoppers में 15-16% women थी. आज की तारीख में वो नंबर 45% है.
क्या बात.
राइट, आप सोचो नंबर ऑफ इंटरनेट यूजर्स तब 2012 में 140 मिलियन थे, आज वो 850 मिलियन है. इंडिया की जीडीपी डबल हो गई है इतने. मतलब सो बट ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स लाइक कितना बड़ा होगा वो प्रिडिक्ट करना किसी के लिए इजी नहीं था.
नहीं, जियो ने बहुत अच्छा दान दिया इंटरनेट की.
एब्सोल्युटली. आई थिंक हमारे वो इडियट जो D2C का बड़ा वेव आ गया, इतने ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं जो इसमें सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन आई थिंक जियो का है ना.
100%.
सो उसके बिना it wouldn't have been possible. So I think, but so we thought that हम एक e-commerce company बनाएंगे जहाँ हम products curate करके consumers को पहुँचाएंगे. And हमने उसके लिए किसी तरह, because it was like, and ये होता क्या है, अब IIT IIM का ना एक overhang भी होता है. आपको लगता है कि आपको कुछ हटके करना है और आपको लगता है कि आपको कुछ ऐसा करना है जो बहुत न्यूआंस्ड हो. अब उसके चक्कर में ना कभी कभी इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाता है कि कंज्यूमर को भी नहीं समझता है.
Nice, of course.
So that's I think what happened. We created the subscription model. उसमें algorithm से products curate हो रहे हैं. बहुत मेहनत की, execution was amazing. But the problem is that consumer को ही नहीं समझ रहा था कि subscription, why can't I choose the products, ये वो. And so फिर भी हम 3 साल लगे रहे, but वो scale नहीं किया. But in the process, we got this whole first row seat to this action happening in beauty as a category. And तब हमें चमका कि ये जो बड़े बड़े brands हैं, ये तो देख ही नहीं रहे हैं कि आग तो social media में लगने वाली है. They are still like saying हम e-commerce पे बेचेंगे नहीं because हमारा brand premium है.
Correct.
Right? And they are still like saying that women will not share makeup tips on YouTube and Instagram and all of those. And then we realized कि और ये जो younger consumer है उनके लिए तो product कोई बना ही नहीं रहा है because women are traditionally wearing makeup only 2 घंटे के लिए शादी में. अब जो 2 घंटे के लिए product requirement है वो is very different from what you need for 12 hours when you are basically a working woman or a college girl when you need morning to night. So the kind of products will also be different. So that's when we thought in 2015 कि यार एक opportunity होगी एक brand बनाने की जो young Indian women को समझती है. And market change होगा, कितना बड़ा होगा हमें idea नहीं था, but because हमने ये सब सीखा है, let's use this and start. But by then we had run out of money. And we had no money, and our investors didn't want to put in more money because there's a concept कि you don't put in good money after bad. अब आपके पैसे डूब गए तो आप फिर से नहीं डालोगे same founder में because वो तो फिर भी वो भी डूब सकता है.
Correct.
So there was a place where we thought यार ये तो opportunity है पर पैसे नहीं है, तो हमने कुछ फिर some investor agreed to give us 1 crore का loan. अब वो लोन से हमने शुगर लॉन्च किया and then of course it started taking off. But उससे पहले मतलब like 10 years was multiple failures in terms of startups, so many VC rejections. Just reaching a point where I went from like saying no to a 1 crore paycheck to actually having this conversation with my husband where I was like यार मुझे 50,000 की भी जॉब मिलेगी क्या, because as an entrepreneur मैंने 5-6 साल घिस के क्या सीखा है. I have done झाड़ू पोछा से, recruitment से, strategy से, sales सब कुछ किया है, but थोड़ा but compounding किसी चीज में नहीं हुई है. There is not one thing I can say मेरे को banking का job दे दो या वो, because I'm just done a whole array of things. And so I went to that point. Luckily at that point I was at a place where I was like give up कर दे on this dream to become an entrepreneur. या job ले ले या फिर कुछ और try करें. But somehow I and that's when I really took to running and stuff like that, because जब आपकी self esteem की लग जाती, you need to be good at something, right? So I did a lot of these ultra marathon races, Ironman, all of those things.
There is fun in being in the comfort zone also, no? Like that kind of gives you a time to sit back, relax, recharge and get back stronger, no? Yeah,
but see, the thing is that if you're like, there are people who are switching between jobs, right? So then they are like, I had this job and I have like a great job, that I've got, which I should join in 2-3 months and sit back, relax, travel the world, वो ठीक है.
I have this massive Mumbai traffic coming up.
Yoo-hoo!
What do you do? What are you doing in traffic like this? In the car by yourself?
Chilling? Having a chit chat.
Is that your zone?
So I mean generally like finish my calls and stuff like that, because when I get back home I have to like drop everything and be with my kids. So I'm like जो भी बचा कुचा है कार में ही खत्म कर दो, and traffic है तो make the best use of it, finish calls. So.
Which is super. Are you also though scared about the winter, the big investment?
So funding winter तो है, वो तो दिख रहा है. But what happens in funding winters is that it also puts pressure on companies to become profitable, which I think is important, and it also like makes it good companies will always survive funding winters, because if you're fundamentally good, then you will like A, be able to get some access to capital, B, you will figure out a way to get your consumers to pay rather than relying on investment. So I feel that you know, and I feel that थोड़ा unrealistic हो गया था last 2-3 साल में the amount of investment. I mean, आपने देखा होगा, right? Like it's like suddenly it's become like हम भी unicorn, yeah. So and उससे होता ये है कि इतने सारे people doing, you know, regular jobs started wanting to go to startup, but everybody is not built to be in a startup. अभी क्या हुआ है last 6 months में a lot of people have got you know, spooked out. So only those who like really want this life of chaos will choose to be in startups, which I think is the right way, because there are so many employment opportunities outside of startups, and it's not that startups are for everybody. Similarly, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. 100%. I think a lot of people sort of just jumped into it because access to capital was so easy. पर फिर वो, unless you survive a few of these bad times, luckily जब आप 15 साल business चलाते हो तो 2-3 बार आप ये देख चुके हो, तो इसलिए कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. पता है कि every high will be followed by a low, will be followed by a high. No high is as high as you think, no low is as low as you think. So you just know that, you know, just like go through it. Like stay the game, stay your course, keep doing what you're doing, don't care about what's happening outside. That's the only way to adapt to it.
So then you are always ready with a war chest?
Yeah, I mean, we like the moment you see that the funding bahar kam hai, so you start like using your capital more efficiently, and then you start saying that okay, theek hai, all your like milestones around profitability, etc. जो अगर आप सोचो 2 साल में तो उसको advance करना पड़ता है. And but all of this is possible because fundamentally also brands, especially personal care and all, 70% gross margin का business है. तो I mean, if you're not making money, it's only because you're choosing to invest in, you know, some strategic marketing,
100%,
which you can always cut back on. So that's how we also plan to approach, like,
which is clever.
Yeah, and because there's no option, like we have to be profitable.
You have to be, no, which is fair, I think. But like, how do you communicate you're being frugal to your like?
I think, you know, we've now with this team seen multiple lows. I will, you know, the biggest was COVID, right?
Correct.
उसमें March 2020 कुछ net revenue whatever 13-14 crore था, April 2020 zero हो गया था वो.
क्या बात?
Right? अब zero हो गया था ना, because it was not an essential category. No, हाँ, and it wasn't an essential category, तो warehouse ही बंद हो गया था. तो तब, you know, what's the first thing that you do? First thing that you do is transparently explain the situation to your whole team कि ये हुआ है. हमने अपने सारे numbers खोल के दिखा दिए सबको कि ये है situation. अब आप ये अब आप बताओ कि, you know, whatever, and हमें नहीं पता ये कितना देर रहेगा COVID. And people came up with ideas, because at the end of the day, you know, like the biggest challenge is always lack of transparency. लोग सोचते हैं कि हम अपनी ivory tower में बैठ के strategy बना के लोगों को बताएंगे क्या करना है. वैसे नहीं चलती हैं startups चलती हैं by getting everybody part of the mission. So and
साथ
you know,
में रोते हो फिर आप.
साथ में रो, and जितना transparently बोल सकते हो आप बोलो. And वो करने से क्या हुआ, that people came back saying that, you know, this is what we can do, that what we can do. We finally rolled out this thing option where we said that okay, you have the option of जितना percentage you want to give up your salary, you will get 2 times उसके against ESOPs.
क्या बात है?
And we only offered it to like a certain salary के ऊपर, so that because उसके नीचे we don't want their मतलब family का whatever requirement etc. to get impacted. So many people came back saying that you know, they wanted to take pay cuts. So we offered it to about some 120 people. उसमें से 90 लोग आए कि हमें लेना है up to 100%. There were people who came back said I'll take 100% pay cut because मेरे को ESOP मिलेगा. Obviously those whose wives were earning or husbands were earning and stuff like that. And तो हमने दे दी उनको shares, and then of course better times came, and then funding round happened, and then those shares जो थे उनको जो उन्होंने salary give up किया था उसका they were able to sell it for 4 to 5 times that amount, and some of them are still holding on to it saying that अभी IPO के लिए करेंगे and all. I feel that, you know, these are very powerful levers that entrepreneurs have, where you like get the team in on something and they also, you know, feel like they belong, and that worked very well. So which is why I'm saying that, you know, ये वाली funding winter तो इतनी stressful नहीं है, because ऐसे वाले situation के बॉस अगले महीने से हमें अपना warehouse आधा करना है, office को आधा करना है, because पैसे नहीं है, बहुत बार हो चुका है मतलब. And but you know, you have to be like flexible. If you suddenly think that अरे मैंने तो empire बना लिया, so I will not make it look like, I'm not succeeding at any cost, then you will, be responsible for bringing your company down. I feel that honesty बहुत important होती है.
Do you have like a Delhi thing happening with Aman and everybody else also sometimes?
वो मैं 15 साल से बॉम्बे में हूँ, so I have my Delhi is mega toned down. They are so Delhi, and उसमें दिल्ली का भी अगर आप स्पेक्ट्रम बनाओगे दिल्ली नेस का, उसके वन एक्सट्रीम पे अमन गुप्ता. I won't like put Piyush in the same bucket, but उसका एक्सट्रीम है अमन गुप्ता. तो वो लेवल पे
so he's like Delhi's a man. he's there.
He's very Delhi.
His love for food, I can tell. I can look and tell that I see the Delhi.
The lack of patience he has for all health food वाला companies. And I am always investing in health food companies because I'm like, मुझे like अगर मैं खुद भी नहीं खाती हूँ फिर भी I'm like यार ये market तो बड़ा होगा because सब conscious हो रहे हैं, except Aman Gupta. Aman Gupta is like मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I like my butter chicken my way.
No. With Anupam, legit offhand conversation Anupam and I are having. भाई तुझे कोई फ्री रेंज, एक्चुअल फ्री रेंज पता चले जहाँ पे अंडे वो होते फ्री रेंज, मुझे बताना. मैं गया हूँ और मैंने देखा है कि सब झूठे हैं. And I was like, what a guy, Anupam. The end of the whole conversation is about eggs. Eggs.
He is the most passionate about all this.
Oh, he knows some real deal.
And he, tracks everything. Like he has that ultra human patch going on. So he's tracking his sleep, metabolism. वो pitch में खाएगा कुछ, उसके बाद जाके अपने रूम में चेक करेगा कि उसका ultra human क्या बोल रहा है, and then he'll give further feedback saying that ये वाला अच्छा healthy था, ये unhealthy था.
Glucose spike देख के.
हाँ, glucose spike देख के. तो sometimes I will invest in a pitch and then बाद में he'll come back and say यार ये तू फिर से double check करना because इसमें मेरा glucose spike बहुत आया था.
Oh wow.
He's actually the ज्ञानी बाबा of our group.
कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को थोड़ी spirituality भी दिख रही है आप में, like the kind of like, is that an entrepreneurial thing, like does that happen?
It happens. I mean because वो मेरी तो 15 साल की जर्नी हो गई अभी, and वो lonely journey भी होती है finally. मतलब even if you have co-founders, you have a team, you have family, but you still are, you spend the most amount of time with yourself. So you need to be in the right headspace with yourself. So I think those self-talk एक entrepreneur के लिए बहुत important होता है, because नहीं तो easier to give up है.
What are you doing to like sit back, relax, recharge?
My biggest recharge is my kids. And apart from that, I feel that there's no better recharge than running for me, because I feel that it just it's one of those things that just makes me feel happy. I feel like I'm a better person all day on the days that I run.
Apart from the kids, like I as a woman, I've heard like a lot of women leaders saying that they're unable to have fun by themselves. They feel guilty about like whatever roles and responsibilities the world expects them of.
I feel that managing that guilt is very important, because if you don't make time for yourself, then it's not going to happen. Luckily, if you start early, then before like the rest of your house, you do end up getting those 1-2 hours with yourself, and that's priceless, I feel. And that time, I will do whatever it takes to make that happen. So I ensure that if my kids are not sleeping at night, I'll still go to bed and my husband will put them at night, because I know I have to wake up in the morning and get those 1 or 2 hours of me time. So I feel that taking care of your health, your own me time, etc. is like super important. And I'm very protective about that, because I feel that impacts how I am as a mother, that impacts how I am as a business person. And which is why I also have like a set of women I'm very close friends with now, and I travel with them, I meet up with them. Some of them are founders. I feel that once I think like you rediscover your girlfriends after that whole children wala age happens, because you just can connect so well with them that it just makes like all the I feel that mentorship and friendship that women have with each other, it's really not as fluid intergender. And I'm very grateful. So when I'm with them, I just forget my phone and I just spend hours, just talking, and that is a great de-stressor for me. So
more on female friendships if Vineeta gives us time for the male feminist.
There's a thing called male feminist.
Yes.
Wow.
That's who I have been.
Oh my God. I love that. I have so many male feminists in my life, starting with my father, who was the biggest feminist I had ever come across. And then, of course, a lot of my friends and husband. Thank you so much. I think that, like male feminists are even more important than women feminists because this, you know, वो आधे लोग ही problem solve करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो problem नहीं solve होगी. So very grateful.
दुनिया को evolve होना चाहिए.
Yes, very.
तो उसके लिए अगर आप time देंगी, क्योंकि अब मैं EA को email लिखूंगा, आपको email नहीं लिखूंगा. But कैसा लगा आपको?
Awesome, super fun.
Good
yeah,
fun, right?
Yeah, super fun, and I hope it works for your audience.
Yeah, we love it.
I
They will let us
enjoyed the
know.
chat. Yes.
They will let us know in the comment section below because if they want you on the Bombay journey, they have to do 1,000 comments. If
Oh,
they
अच्छा,
want you-
1,000 is the cutoff.
Yeah.
1,000, okay, I'll watch. कितने दिन में देखना है 1,000 के लिए?
भाई lifetime. मुझे 6 महीने के अंदर दे दो
अच्छा,
आप.
6 महीने के अंदर 1,000.
हो जाएंगे. वो लोग आपको बॉम्बे जर्नी पे लेके आएंगे, फिर हम लोग खाना खाएंगे, फिर हम लोग DPS RKP की बातें करेंगे,
Oh,
क्योंकि मेरे
wow.
काफी अच्छे किस्से हैं आपके स्कूल के.
Oh, really? आप DPS से थे?
नहीं, मैं वो MUN करने जाता था वहाँ पर.
Oh, interesting.
So fun, but good
Nice,
fun. Are you a
nice,
hugging
super.
person?
Yes.
Thank you so
yes.
much.
Thank you so much. Had
This
fun.
is Sid signing
Yes.
off on Mashable Mornings.